What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to talk about why there is some potential for NIO to potentially bounce, at least going into next week. I don't think it's going to be like a massive, huge explosion, but I do believe that the market could see a small bounce. I'm going to show you exactly why just briefly. Now, before I get started, I have to mention a couple of things real quick. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Take none of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed up to 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. The best part is any could be a free Tesla share. It's a limited time offer. Offer ends in 2 weeks. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. I do apologize, guys, because I'm currently actually fighting a cough and a flu right now. So I'm going to try to make this video very short when I record it. And also, I'm going to try to like pre-record some videos. That way I could rest for like Saturday and Sunday. And hopefully I'm back to like actually do an analysis live on Monday. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up about that, and also note that in this video I may cough quite a bit, especially for the later videos too, but I'm still here. I'm just going to try to quickly get through this. That way people have lots of news and better understandings of NIO. So what's going on with NIO right now? I told everyone since we were up here that I expected some downside for NIO. Since last week I was saying that. And as you can see, NIO is curling like this, right? It was pushing up and up and up. It slows down here, starting to stagnate and chop. The chop lasted over 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, it's starting to decline. And it actually broke below the key support, the previous demand zone between 11.95 and 12, right? So before, when NIO would hit 11.95 and 12, this thing would end up essentially bouncing, and this time it's not doing that. It's just starting to bleed. It's getting weaker. This is exactly what I've been telling you guys. So what do I see for the future? Is NIO going to crash from this point? To be blunt, I believe, unfortunately, let me just use a different time frame. I think this one would be a little bit better. I believe NIO excuse me, is set to start filling these gaps in the future. Hold on, in the future. But before it happens, right, there is some hope for NIO to actually see a bounce one last time. One, maybe not like crazy bounce, but some price action to the upside because of the overall market before it continues to come down to these gaps. Now, if you don't believe me when I talk about gaps, I want to give you guys some more evidence of them. So you could go back on NIO since like 2021. There's a gap here, it got filled. A gap here, it got filled, right, later on. This gap right here clearly got filled. This one right here got filled. This one here got filled. This one right here got filled, right? This gap right here, it got filled. This one got filled. The majority of these gaps end up getting filled eventually, right? Look at this one. There's a gap right here. It gets filled with the price action that happened right here. Another gap right here gets filled. This gap right here gets filled. The large majority of gaps on NIO end up getting filled eventually. Now, you could find gaps from like 2019, 2018, and you're going to be like, oh, is NIO going to hit $1? The answer is no. I didn't say all gaps get filled. I said most of the time, almost always they do, but if it's way too down there, it doesn't have to fill those because NIO can't go that low unless like lots of buyers end up stepping in. They're going to actually help this thing from dropping too hard. So why do I think the market could bounce? Just to be blunt, looking at SPY on the 15-minute, we had this downtrend being respected, and we did actually try to push above it just recently. That's a pretty decent sign. And also, I'm going to actually talk a little bit more about this on Sunday, but we are oversold on SPY. We are set for a little bit of upside and a nice bounce off this demand zone, or we could even fill the gap and then bounce the gap into like 370s, 377. So with that said, I believe that either way, there should be a bounce, especially because it's the last week before Christmas. Sorry, guys. SPY could bounce and hit 390. If SPY hits 390 to 395, there is some potential to do that, to retest the 200 EMA, and also to retest the previous gap that formed which we didn't actually fully fill. So if I show you this on the 15-minute, there's this gap right here. The SPY could come up to fill this gap next week. And then there's another gap here, right? And I can't guarantee we're going to go up to 400, but we could get stopped right below it, which is going to act as resistance. And this whole thing, it almost is starting to look like an inverse head and shoulders. Who knows if we can actually see that, because we have like the left shoulder potentially forming a right shoulder. Maybe we push up here, come down, and then we get one last push going into Christmas. Who knows, right? Who knows? But either way, I believe we're going to get rejected again. I don't see us going to the 400s. I don't see us hitting 397 even. I think 395 to 390 will be it. And then the market's going to collapse and start coming down going into next year. I really believe that that's most likely what's going to happen. I'm pretty confident about that, looking at all the technical indicators in the Fed. And I do believe that will eventually be the time NIO starts to fill those gaps. Now, before NIO comes down to the 10s to fill the gaps, I think NIO could bounce, come back to the 12s, push up and retest the 200 EMA, right? We could see it come back to the 12s before maybe chopping a bit, and then eventually the reversal should come. But anyways, that's basically what my outlook is for the upcoming week. I will go into more details about this for Sunday, but I just want to say thank you all for listening. Please stay very, very strong, stay well, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon, because the long-term future is still incredibly bright, and peace out.